Hey everyone, it is Thursday, January 28th. The time is 2:45 p.m. and the temperature outside is minus 7 degrees Celsius. Although with the wind chill, it's supposed to feel more like minus 11. I'm here at Wellesley Station in downtown Toronto, and this is the relatively new Dundonald Street exit. This is just the second time I've come out this way. And this is Dundonald Street. So for this one, what I'll do is I'll walk west a block over to Yonge Street there. Then I'll go south for a block to Wellesley Street. And then I'll walk east along Wellesley Street East. There goes a squirrel in front of that Lincoln. I had some different walks planned for the rest of the week, but due to this cold snap, I decided to put them on hold. I didn't think these were the best conditions to go explore some far out neighborhoods. So this is south on Yonge Street. I'm on the east side of Yonge. But just up ahead is Wellesley, where I'll be turning left and going by the south entrance to Wellesley Station. There's a look north up Yonge. And I'm relatively certain this is the coldest day of the year so far. And I think the rest of the week is going to be similar today, or to today. So this is Wellesley, and on that side of the street, it is Wellesley Street West. And that'll run over to Queen's Park. And in this direction, it'll end in Cabbagetown. I could have just taken this exit or walk down this laneway here. But for some reason I decided to take Yonge Street. And I am hoping to do a live stream right after this one, although I don't think it'll be particularly long. There's the Sunnybrook Holland Orthopedic and Arthritic Center. So this is the east side of downtown. There's the Paul Kane house. I think he was a rather prominent artist in the city back in the 1800s. I also think at some point part of that property burnt down. And on that note, this won't be one of those walks where I talk about the history of a lot of the buildings and places, as I didn't really prepare for that. I just kind of hopped on the subway and came downtown. And settled on this route just before I got downtown, so it's really just going to be some observations and things like that. This here is Church in Wellesley, so this is the village, which is known for being where the LGBTQ community in Toronto is centered around. There's a look south down Church Street. And it looks like there's an officer preventing traffic from continuing east on Wellesley. And a look north up Church. Is that what they teach you in traffic school? Is the official way to tell people not to go that way? But I'm assuming this construction here is the culprit. There's a high rise going up, and I have no idea what this truck is doing. Maybe they're fixing some of the sewer or water lines underneath Wellesley. Rent with confidence. It looks to be a pretty well-maintained building. We did get a rather heavy snowfall a few days ago, so the sidewalks aren't quite totally dry yet. And there goes the I hate rubber boots guy. He's often seen wearing that sweater and large rubber boots, gallivanting around the city. And there's a look at the Keg Mansion. This is Jarvis and Church. This part of town is known as Upper Jarvis. And there's the 94A Wellesley bus, and that's going to make its way all the way to Ossington Station. And there's the B that's going to stop at Wellesley Station. And another look at the keg mansion. Of all the kegs in that chain of steakhouses, that is easily the best one. Purely from the ambience. The food's exactly the same. And even though it's so cold, we've got a nice blue sky. We haven't had one of those in a while. And I don't actually feel that cold. I checked my phone and it said -7 and the real feel is -11. Yet I'm not even wearing gloves. There's someone on a bike. And this is Homewood Avenue. So the next major street will be Sherbourne. And I might just try to hop on the bike. Finally, I haven't recorded a bike ride this year in the coming days. The roads don't look too bad. I was kind of expecting there'd be even less people out than there are now. And this is Sherbourne Street. So on the left is the St. Jamestown neighborhood. And on this side should be the start of Cabbagetown. Kind of a neat condo going up. It's nice to see something that isn't all glass. I think this is Bleecker Street, but I'm not seeing any signs. There's some of the towers of St. Jamestown. I've recently done a few walks through there, one of which went down Ontario Street.
Where'd you get in these ones?
And there's a Becker's. That gives me flashbacks of my childhood in the 80s. There used to be a Becker's down the street from one of the houses I grew up at in Mississauga. You don't see too many of those. In fact, I think that's the only one I can recall seeing anywhere in quite a while. One thing I would like to see more of is Arby's. I quite like that chain. And the last one I knew of was in the Eaton Center in the South Food Court, but when they redeveloped both food courts and sort of merged them into one giant food court, the Arby's went away. There's Ontario Street, and you can see some of the Cabbagetown homes on either side. So just up ahead will be Parliament. And when I cross that, I'll be in a residential neighborhood. I'll see if I can swing up by the Wellesley Cottages. I don't see anyone coming this way on their bike. And that is Rose Avenue. And just to the north there, where those condos are going up, is Wellesley Street East. I did catch the latest case counts on my way out, and it seems as if the numbers are trending in the right direction. The positivity rate is dropping, as are the number of people in the ICUs and on ventilators. I think the head doctor for the City of Toronto said they wouldn't recommend starting to reopen everything until we got to under 1,000 cases daily province-wide. I just sort of hope that comes sooner than later. And this is Parliament. I remember doing a walk down here a couple of months ago. And I think a few days ago, Ken from the Ken Continuum channel, who does videos not unlike this, recently came down this way. Whenever I see a juicy stretch of retail like this, I'm always tempted to go explore it, but I'm going to stick to the mission here of Wellesley Street East, which appears to be closed. I wonder if this is related to the road work they're doing over by Church Street. This neighborhood features the largest collection of original Victorian-style homes in North America. There is the lane. That is a private drive. It used to be far more extensive, but a number of the older homes were demolished to make way for Regent Park and St. Jamestown. Fortunately, a lot of it remains. Here's a house for sale you could look up. Chestnut Park. Although I can't see a street number. Oh, 26. Maybe I'll look that one up. I'm going to guess it'll be north of 2 million. It's probably a conservative guess. But Chestnut Park is the name of a rather nice and affluent street in Rosedale. And I've seen that realtor put their signs on mostly rather higher end homes in downtown, so I think this type of thing is their specialty. This is probably on the lower end of things for them. And here are the Wellesley Cottages. Let's take a quick peek up here. These are old workers' cottages. This was originally a mostly blue-collar part of town. In fact, it gets the name Cabbagetown as a lot of folks had to resort to growing vegetables in their lawns. And cabbage is one of the easiest to grow under those conditions, so hence the name Cabbagetown. And I think these were built in the 1870s. So they went from housing blue-collar workers to being worth over $1.5 million. I don't know the square footage of them. And you can see the St. Jamestown Towers looming behind them. This is definitely one of the more desirable neighborhoods in Toronto. Just to the east of here is the very expansive Riverdale Park, and that runs alongside the Don Valley Parkway, so you have excellent highway access. Alpha Avenue. Once spring rolls around, I'll do a proper tour of Cabbagetown. So this is Sackville. And Wellesley ends just up ahead here at a park. And the name of it is escaping me, but I'll find that out in a minute or so. This is kind of pretty. I last came here just before Christmas Eve on a live stream, and a lot of the Christmas decorations in this neighborhood were quite phenomenal. I don't know if that lady was looking at me suspiciously or not. And here is Sumac Street. So just to the south of here is the Necropolis, which is a very old cemetery. And just south of that, you'll find Riverdale Park West and the Riverdale Zoo. And I think that street there backs onto the Rosedale Ravine. There we go. It's named Wellesley Park. I don't know how or why I forgot that. And there's a look west down Wellesley. So it looks like we got a nice playground area. There's the ravine, and on the other side of that, sort of in the ditch, you'll find the Don Valley River, or the Don River, and the Don Valley Parkway. And I am stupidly wearing shoes. This is not the best terrain to be walking through in these things. There's a staircase, and I'm guessing that leads down into the river. I haven't actually been down that way before, but since you've listened to me ramble on for over 30 minutes now, you might as well go take a look at these stairs. I did a video on some stairs that lead down to the ravine behind Rosedale Heights Secondary School, which is not too far to the north of here. I think I called that the hidden stairs or the secret stairs. So if you're interested in that, that should be fairly easy to find because I'll probably forget to link to it. But this seems to lead down towards the cemetery. That would be the necropolis, although it is fenced off. So I'm assuming that's Bayview right there. I have never been this way before. There's a look at the north end of the cemetery, and there's several tombstones popping up. And I'm also assuming this is Rosedale Valley Road. I did a bike ride along here earlier in the year to check out the active TO program, which was set up on Bayview. And there's a look at the Bloor Viaduct off in the distance, and there's a subway train rolling through, but not sure if the camera could pick that up. And there's Riverdale Park East off in the distance, and some streetcars running along Broadview. I had to think about it for a second, what street that was. There's a food delivery guy. So let's look north up Bayview. And that's a look to the south along the bike lane. And there's some tombstones up there. And amazingly, my feet are still dry, although my fingers are starting to freeze. So that's my cue to end this one. I hope you enjoyed this walk from Wellesley Station east all the way to the end of Wellesley, and then down some stairs, which I don't know what they're called, to Rosedale Valley and Bayview. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you want to support the channel. There are links to my Instagram and Patreon account in the description, and you can check out channel memberships on my YouTube page itself. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.